Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So this video I've been promising to do for ages, and I'm so sorry. In all honesty, I've just been a little bit lazy, purely because there are so many of these liquid lipsticks that I have to show you. There's 11 altogether, as well as the fact that I bought a bunch of them when they first launched, and then I bought some more later on. So I kind of wanted to do them all together, even though I swear to God I'm going to get more, because I just think they're awesome, they're amazing. So what I'm talking about is Colourpop Cosmetics Ultra Matte Liquid Lipsticks. Here is the card that they give you, which says Ultra Matte Lip, and then some tips and tricks on the back and how to use the product. Now, for those of you that aren't aware of who Colourpop are, they are a boutique kind of niche cult beauty brand based in the US. They only ship to Australia and Canada, as well as internally within the US themselves. And that is mostly because they are still quite a new brand. They've just been around for about just over a year now, so they've not been around too long. They are very, very, very affordable. Their eyeshadows, only cost like $5-6, or it's not a lot. And these ultra matte liquid lipsticks themselves cost $6, so it's really, really affordable. And the thing with this brand is that even though they're affordable, they don't compromise on quality. The quality of their products are excellent. I'm wearing Colourpop eyeshadows on my eyes today. And like I said, I've got 11 of their liquid lipsticks now, and I'm not planning on stopping. They're lippy sticks, they're lippy pencils. This is what I'm wearing on my lips today. I'm actually wearing the shade Ellery, which is this amazing deep blood red with her lip liner. Ellery obviously being from YouTube. Colourpop have done a lot of collaborations with YouTubers and beauty bloggers and whatnot, like Kathleen Lights. And yeah, they always seem to be at the forefront of everything beauty related. They're always having new releases, limited edition releases, offers, competitions. I love their Instagram page. It's cute, it's funny, it's gorgeous. And the way that I managed to ship them to myself in the UK is by using a company called My Mall Box, who I will link below. I will also link the video where I go into a big description about them, how to use them. They're basically a company based in the US, a shipping company. And if there are companies that don't ship outside the US, like Colourpop, you place an order with Colourpop, you have it shipped to them, My Mall Box, who create your own address for you based in the US. And then they will then ship it over to you over here. So that's what I've done. I tend to normally do quite big orders because obviously they're not based in this country and there are shipping charges that apply. So I tend to order quite a lot of things all at once. But I've never been disappointed with any of Colourpop's lipsticks or products in general. So first things first is this is what they look like. They haven't, like I said, compromised on quality. These remind me a lot of the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipsticks, in terms of the packaging. It's very straightforward, very strong, durable plastic, and you open it up. A lot of people complained that their products had been overfilled, but mine hadn't. So mine was fine. And it just comes with a normal doe foot applicator. Nice and simple and easy to use. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the product itself before I jump into the swatches. So what Colourpop themselves say is that this is a thin and lightweight formula which glides onto the lips smoothly and leaves a super intense pigment-rich colour with a bold ultra matte look. It's very long wearing and completely kiss proof. And the way that they tell you to apply it is make sure your lips are bare and dry. Apply complimentary lip pencil for precise and perfected application. That is if it comes with a lip pencil. With these you don't really need to use a lip pencil at all. Then apply ultra matte lip with the applicator or your favourite lip brush, and that's it. What they don't tell you, and I don't know why they haven't put it on there, is these are best applied with one layer and one layer only, and you have to work super, super fast. These are the fastest drying liquid lipsticks I have ever come across, and that is not necessarily a pro, because they dry so quickly. By the time you started on one side of your lip, by the time you've got there, it's already like dried, and you're like, oh my god, and then you can't reapply it. You cannot layer these. If you layer them, they clump up together, they become really gross and really overly sticky, and you can't blend it because it's dried down so quickly. Now, I did make that mistake with one or two of them, and then I've had to remove everything and then go over it once again. But once you do get that one-time application and you get it right, and the pressure is on, trust me, to get it right that first time, because you can't go back in and make touch-ups. The actual application itself is flawless. It's very simple and easy. And because it is very liquidy, you can move quite quickly between your top lip and your bottom lip. I tend to use one application for my bottom lip and then another for my top lip. Do not purse your lips together like this. You can do that with like Anastasia ones and Jeffree Star ones, Dose of Colour ones. You can't do that with this. It will instantly transfer and mess up and just look absolutely horrid. So you have to work really quickly with these. Once they are applied onto your lips and they've dried down, they do not budge. They do not move. They feel comfortable. Because you've only been allowed to put one layer on, it feels like there's nothing on your lips. They're dry. The colour doesn't really come off much. They don't budge. They don't bleed. They don't move. Just the usual kind of thing with liquid to matte lipsticks when you apply something which is completely dry and then you have something oil based. It does come off slightly in the middle, but the only problem is that you can't do any touch-ups during the day, because if you do, you will at some point go accidentally over an area which already has it, and then again that whole clumping weird grossness feeling will happen. So that's just something to bear in mind. Overall, I would say that I would give these a 8 out of 10. Not a 10 out of 10 because one of the things that I did is, out of all of the 11 that I bought, I did not buy a single light shade. And that is because, based on previous experience of using all other makeup brands which have come out with very pale, very nude, very light shades, they just don't work. They accentuate the dryness of your lips. They create dryness where there wasn't dryness before. They flake. They sit within the lines of your lips and accentuate those lines. So I kind of didn't try that with the Colourpop ones. I mean, let me know, you guys, if some of you have tried some which are light and they don't do that, then I will be happy to try them. But otherwise, I've kind of learned from previous mistakes. Don't waste your money on really light shades of liquid to matte lipsticks. They just don't work. So all of the ones that I've got are a lot darker than your kind of normal sort of thing. All right, lipstick is off. Now the first one I'm going to show you is this one, which is called Ouiji, and it is a warm corally pink shade and absolutely gorgeous. Remember, one layer and you've got to move fast. You can't let it dry. I mean, it will dry. You haven't got a choice. It will dry, but you've got to move as quickly as possible. No pursing your lips together, nothing like that. If you make a mistake, you're stuffed. And this is Ouiji, and it's already dry, believe it or not. By the time I'd finished, it's all dry. Now there is a reason that I showed this one first. This is probably the worst performing of all the ones that I got, and unfortunately it happened to also be the first one that I ever tried out of all of them, and straight away I was like, oh my god, I've wasted so much money, they're rubbish. But you know what, it's just this one. This one feels, it's completely dry, as I've said to you before. Nothing on my hand. Nothing comes off whatsoever. I can run my fingers over it and it feels like there's nothing there. It feels like they're overly dry, if anything else. The only problem that I have with this one is that it's very hit and miss in applying it. I seem to have applied it all right now, but what happens is that it can apply patchy. Because you aren't able to shift it around loads, the problem is that you will have areas which have got more product on it and areas which have got less, and then you can't go back over the bit that has got less to apply more, because then it almost sits as an extra layer and you can actually see the line between the layer on the top and then the layer on the bottom. Okay, so I've wiped that one off, and I've said plenty times about liquid to matte lipsticks. The best way to remove them is with something oil based. I tend to use Vaseline, and these do stain your lips. Now this next shade that I'm going to show you is called Bumble. This one is my favourite out of all of them. I love this one. Whereas that Ouiji one performed so poorly, this one is just like, oh, I just love it. It is a gorgeous warm brown terracotta shade, so perfect for every single skin tone. So this is Bumble. Hands down my favourite shade out of all of them. Performance wise, it's absolutely excellent. I get no problems with this one. It applies opaque, it applies full coverage, there's no patchiness, nothing like that. And it's already dry, can't feel it. It's great. I absolutely love this one. This one is definitely my favourite. This next shade is called Tulle, deep, dusty, mauvey burgundy shade. Another gorgeous, gorgeous shade, which I love. So this is Tulle. This is like the most perfect everyday kind of shade for fall, autumn and winter. It's gorgeous. Another shade which will work well across all skin tones. This shade is called Lychee and it is a warm violet shade. So this is Lychee. Another beautiful, gorgeous shade that will suit everybody. This next shade is called Drive In and it's a bright mid-tone magenta shade. So this is Drive In. Love it. It's gorgeous. Who doesn't love bright magenta-y, fuchsia-y, bright pink shades? As I do. I love them. This next shade is called Mars and it's like a red fuchsia bright shade. So this is Mars. Is it just me or does every brand have a shade called Mars? This one you have to make sure that you apply quite thickly when putting it on because unfortunately you can still sometimes see your own natural lip colour underneath if your lips happen to be quite dark and pigmented like mine are. But once you've done that, then you make sure that it's all just even and lovely and smooth. Nothing. This next shade is called Highball and it's a hot red pink. My lips are starting to get stained now, by the way, so apologies. I'm slowly making my way down to the darker shades for that exact reason. So this is Highball. Gorgeous pink shade. This, just like Mars, is another tricky one to apply to make sure that it goes on evenly. Okay, so this next shade is called Succulent and it's a bright orange red. I love, love, love this shade. Even though it's a bright orange red, it's still very wearable, so it's absolutely stunning. So this is Succulent, which I kept getting on my teeth. Okay, so I'm going to show you the last three shades now, which are the darkest and probably like some of my favourites. This one here is called Avenue and it's a deep yellowy red and very warm toned. I love this shade. This one is again one of my favourites along with Bumble. I love this. So this is Avenue. Gorgeous, full coverage, opaque, long wearing, long lasting. Can't see your own lips through this. It's absolutely stunning. I don't know what it is with this one and the other two darker ones. I feel like the quality is different. When I apply it on my lips, it feels a lot more smoother and a lot less liquidy than the other ones. And therefore, I feel that these ones take a little bit longer to dry. But then that just means that instead of it drying in 5 seconds, it dries in 10 seconds. Okay, so this shade is called Limbo, and it is a deep dark chocolate brown. It's a lot darker than it actually appears in the tube. I love this shade too. So this is Limbo. The most perfect, truest chocolate brown shade ever. Exactly the same quality as the last one, Avenue, that I showed you. It's a lot thicker and therefore it takes a little bit longer to dry, but that means it's easier to manipulate and you don't have to worry so much about it drying down. Okay, so we've got one left, then my lips can rest. So the last shade is called LAX. Yes, you're right, after the airport. And this is a deep, dark, blackened red, which just looks awesome on all skin tones. That is LAX. The last final ultra matte lipstick that I have swatched, and I'm never going to do them ever again. I probably will because I do like doing them. I forgot to also say that they generally start to fade at around hour 6 and the darker shades a little bit later on. You get a little bit of feathering around the edges, which is to be expected. If you've been eating, parts of the middle will remove, but these ones don't come off as easily as other ones purely because they are so thin and they are so dry. They can feel slightly drying on the lips, so I do suggest putting maybe a little bit of lip balm underneath. At the moment my lips feel really, really dry, but that's because I've just done 11 lip swatches of liquid to matte lipsticks and I've been rubbing them loads. Some of them can make your lips feel a little bit dry, and the way that I counteract the problem of the flakiness that starts to appear towards hour 7 or 8 is I actually take a little bit of lip balm, clear lip balm, matte lip balm, and I just rub it over the lips, and that kind of almost reinvigorates the lipstick. Now obviously that will take away its super matteness and it will transfer, but that will mean that the way that it comes off slowly towards the end of the day will mean that it looks a lot more like a stain rather than it becoming patchy and flaky looking. So that's just something to bear in mind. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video and I hope that you found it useful. I'm sorry, like I said, that it's taken me so long to put this together. It's just because I wanted to wait until I'd got all the ones that I've got so that I could do them all at once. If you've got any more questions or comments, let me know below. Please subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching. I'll see you all soon. Bye.